Welcome to Productive Joy with Dr. Christie, where fun meets action.
Hi, friends. Welcome to Productive Joy, the recap. We are officially in the middle of fall, although down here in Florida, it's still hot. We don't get any sort of fall-ish. It just kind of skips straight from fire hot to not fire hot anymore, but that's okay. We're going to spend some time in the mountains and get to see the fall leaves because that's what you do when you live in Florida. You go chase it. But welcome to Productive Joy recap, because today we are talking all about figuring out who you are and who you're meant to be. And I think that's pretty cool. So I had two fabulous guests this week. I know I say that all the time, but I really believe it with my whole being. I mean, these people are amazing. So I had Dr. Elizabeth O'Brien and Kelly Schuknecht. Both of these women, although different in what they do and how they do it, both of these women talked about the importance of belonging and being yourself. I'm looking at the thing. How do you capture your own value is something that Dr. O'Brien said. And then Kelly really talked about your personality isn't permanent. Great book she recommended, but really about figuring out your authority X factor. So both of these women have stepped out on a limb, have decided to bet on themselves and do something that they are uniquely good at. So flashback to Amy Kemp. It's been, a long time now since she was on here, but I love talking about your unique genius because I think that's the perfect way to sum up what we all have inside of us. And then what Kelly did is she gave me a new phrase, which is that authority X factor. You are all authorities in something. Every single one of you is great at something. I don't know what your something is. Chances are you have multiple somethings, but this is that thing that you're really, really good at that others really struggle with. So like, for example, one of my unique geniuses, I don't know, geniuses, is that plural? One of the things that I'm uniquely good at is taking a presentation from meh to fun, right? And I know I've given you all my definition of fun before. Today is no different, right? Fun means people feel valued and appreciated. Fun means people have a voice and they're allowed to use it. And fun means people are able to leverage their talents. But when I say fun in a presentation situation, fun means I am involved and I'm not bored, right? So when I say presentation, this could happen in a meeting, right? Where you've got 10 colleagues and you are trying to get something done. This could happen in a training where you are supposed to be learning a new thing, a new skill, a new idea. Or this could be in a keynote session where you have gone to a conference and you picked a session and now you're going to go listen in that session. It doesn't matter where. What matters is that if you do not involve the people you're talking to, then you might as well forget them leaving with any sort of information that's new. Our brains don't work that way. Instead, we have to be involved in the learning. And I know that you might think learning, I'm not teaching them anything. If you are running a meeting and you want somebody to do something at the end of that meeting that they weren't doing before that meeting started, you better believe you're teaching people. And if you are running a session at a conference because you are really, really good at this very specific thing, you need them to be able to get good at that thing, not for you to walk away with all the information. But what we tend to do is we talk at people and we share all of our brilliant wisdom, and then we don't ask for feedback. We don't involve the audience. We don't get people to be a part of the learning. Problem with that is the person doing the talking is the person doing the learning. So like right now, I'm doing all the talking because you're not right here with me live. As a matter of fact, I'm recording this in September for an airing in October. I know it's not live, and yet I try really hard to give you moments of, what do you think? What are you doing with this? How are you going to use this information so that you are processing? But if we were live, I assure you, you would be doing as much talking as I would, because I learned a long time ago that I can say something to somebody and they might get it, but if they talk about it, they will get it. I don't want to waste people's time, and I don't want to waste opportunities to be with others. What I would like to do is make sure that whatever the goal was for that meeting, for that session, for that training gets accomplished. So one of the things that I'm really good at is taking that boring presentation where somebody read 75 PowerPoint slides to you verbatim and turn it into an interactive learning experience. I didn't realize that was not something that people were really good at until I started attending conferences. I was like, oh gosh, this person's so super smart, but they don't know how to turn that super smartness into something that people can actually use. So, Intentionality Group does work with conferences to help that happen with all the presenters because you're an expert in your stuff, right? You know your content. That doesn't make you an excellent speaker. That just means you know your content. Well, I happen to know how to make you an excellent speaker with repeatable things that you can actually implement. So, why am I telling you all of this when we're talking about Dr. O'Brien and Kelly? Because that's what they've done. They've taken their unique genius, that thing that they're really, really good at, their authority X factor, and they've turned it into something other people can use. And I want to challenge you to do the same. Maybe it's not start a business. Like, that's not necessarily what I'm talking about. I'm talking about taking that thing and making sure that others can have it too, because you're the only one that has that unique thing. Sure, there are other people that do what I do, and there are other people that do what you do, but nobody can do it exactly like you because you're the only you. You're like Tigger, right? The wonderful thing about Tiggers is Tiggers are wonderful things, and they're the only one. Sorry, that was my Disney reference for the day, I guess, but you are a Tigger. And I want you to recognize that as a Tigger, you get the opportunity to be uniquely you. So I don't know what's going on in your world right now. Maybe you have a presentation later today and you're like, Christy, I just need to spice this bad boy up. Or maybe you've got a conference coming up in a couple weeks where you were asked to speak and you're super excited about it, but you're realizing that you plan on reading 75 slides verbatim. Please don't reach out to me and let me help. It's just Christy, Christie at intentionalitygroup.com. And I would be honored to spend some time with you figuring out how to translate some of what I know to be true and right when it comes to adult learning and what you know to be true and right about your content. And let's see if we can't create a really good relationship with that. So today on Productive Joy, my hope is that you are walking away with something that you can use right away. Maybe that something was the encouragement to not just read your slides. Maybe it's to recognize that maybe you need to be flexing your unique genius a little bit more. Maybe it's that you need to call Elizabeth or Kelly and say, hey, I'd like to learn more from you. Or maybe it's to call us. I don't know. But I do hope that you are continuing to listen and continuing to gain new nuggets of wisdom, because my goal for you always is that you recognize that work and fun don't have to be mutually exclusive. They can happen together. So today, turn fun into action.